Alright guys, so what we're going to do in this one is we're actually going to dig down into the FICO score, and then we're going to see what kind of profile we got to have. Remember, it's not the score that matters, it's the profile that matters. So before we get started, building corporate credit, warning, personal credit is the foundation to corporate credit. You got to get your personal credit right, then you can do personal guarantees and move upwards very quickly. Again, all things take time. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and you can read the rest here. We've talked about this, and this is where we're going to ultimately get to. Relationship banking is where everything is at. Relationship banking can take you where nothing else can. Developing a relationship with banks will accelerate you on your path toward where you want to go. Never open more than 6 accounts in a 12-month period, or you'll be put on the check systems. And always take time to research any credit card, loan, or the like, and know the data points. Alright, so the credit score. We've already been over this. 35% is how often you make payments on time. If you make 100% payments on time, 35% is good. Then you have the amounts owed or utilization. 15% is the length of credit history. How long have you had credit? And then the other 10% is your types of credit and how many inquiries or new credit you have on your report. Again, FICO is the Fair Credit, Fair Isaac Corporation. It is a company. It is not a government thing. It's not any of that. It's just a company that's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. That is simply a data processing company that allows lenders to get a generalized idea of what your credit worthiness is. Excuse me. But understand your FICO score is not that important, and we're going to get to that. Alright, so here's what we want to look at. We know that payment history and amounts owed or utilization makes up 65% of your score. 65%. Now here's the thing, guys. Your payment history, do you make payments on time or do you not? And your utilization, how much of your credit you're using when the billing cycle comes to an end. Not when your minimum payment due date is, but when your billing cycle comes to an end. You got to know when your billing cycle ends. At that day, where is your utilization? Is it 50%? Is it 100%? Is it 10%? Is it 2%? 0? What is it? Okay? But understand that both your payment history and the amounts owed are all behavioral. Okay? I can't change you. These gurus out here can't change you. Only you can change you. You must get to a point where you make 100% of your payments on time. And you need to keep your utilization at below 10%. So 9%, 8%, 7%, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0%. Okay? The sweet spot is 7%. You want to try to keep it below that 7%, 5%, but the truly legit ultimate spot you want to be is 3%, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But these two things are all behavioral, guys. Nobody can change this. Only you can. Don't charge to your credit card what you cannot pay off by the end of your billing cycle. Okay, that's 65% of your score. We already know that the age of accounts is 15 and credit and new credit is 10% each. So here's how it breaks down. Your FICO score goes from 300 to 850. Let me pull up a calculator here because I want you guys to see this and understand it, so that you have a complete understanding of how FICO is determining your scores. So if we take 850, which is the max well, actually you can get more than 850 in some cases, but 850 is your max on your FICO score. Subtract the 300, which is the minimum score you can have. You got 550 points, okay? Now, payment history is 35%. So if we take that 550 and we times it times 0.35, right, 35%, equals 192.5 points. Amounts owed at 30% is 165 points. And then you can just kind of see here 82.5, 55, 55. Okay, so 357 points is all based on your behavior. 100% on-time payments and utilization below 3%. That's where you 3% or less, right? Or even 0 is fine. But 3% or less. That's what you really want. Now, I say less than 10%, because if you can just get it below that 10%, it's going to significantly up your credit score. But upping your credit score is not that important, right? What is important is having your profile right. So let's just break this down one more time. Between these two, which is your behavior, your utilization, and your how often you pay on time, is 65% of the entire FICO score. The rest of it is length of age, 15%, 10%, 10%. Okay, so here's what we have. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly what your profile needs to be. See, you can have all of this and have the points and have an 850 score and still get denied credit. Why? Because you don't have a profile. Okay, so let's look at the profile. You, on your consumer reporting agency or your consumer report, when you pull TransUnion or Equifax or Experian, you pull these reports, you want to see on your report, you want to see 100% on-time payments. 100%. And if you're not making your payments on time, you need to right now set up auto-pay. Right now, set up your auto-pay. Yes, you can get late payments removed from your consumer report. But listen, guys, fixing your credit report requires you to open new accounts and get going good on making your payments on time and doing all these things to build out the profile that we're going over. At the same time, though, you got to go back and take the negative things off of your report. And to take those things off of your report, that means you're going to, every 30 days, you're going to be contacting the creditor or the consumer reporting agency, the CRA. Every 30 days, every 30 days, every 30 days, every 30, until it falls off. Or until you go to arbitration and get paid because they are doing things illegal, right? But you're every 30 days, you're talking a vast period of time to clean up the past and the mistakes that you've made. Yes, it can all be done, but it's going to take time. It may take a month. It may take 60 days, 90 days, 120 days before you see these things fall off your report, right? Then that's you taking action every 30 days, sending the letters until it drops. Okay, so that's a very time consuming thing. So what you need to do is, while you're working on that, is start from this day forward, get you some new accounts, start building out this profile. You want 100% on time payments. You want 5% utilization or lower. Okay, so if you're at 9% or if you're at 70%, you need to get that down to at least 9%, right? But ultimately you want to get it to 5%, and the super sweet spot as far as your profile is 3% or less. 3% or less. But try to get it to at least 5%. Okay? Length of age, you want 3 years or more on your credit report. Every time we open another account, which we're going to do, it's going to lower the age of your credit, the age of your credit, the age of your accounts, which is 82.5 points on your consumer report. I mean, on your FICO score. But you need the new accounts. Why? Because you need a credit mix, and that credit mix is 55 points, and you need 8 to 12 accounts in your profile. That'll make your profile sweet. They'll say, okay, they can take care of 8 to 12 accounts, and they're having 100% on-time payments, and their utilization is 5% or less, preferably 3%. Right? They're looking at this and they're like, all right, they got 3 years or more. You really want this 3 years or more age accounts to be 10. 10, guys, 10. But we can work with 3 years or more. We can start accelerating you at 3 years or more. 8 to 12 accounts, they're saying, okay, they got 3 years experience, they've got 8 to 12 accounts, they're keeping their utilization at 3% or less, or 5% or less in this case, and they have 100% on-time payments. You are going to get the funding you need pretty much instantly because your profile is built out. New credit, you want 3 or less in a 6-month period of time. 3 or less inquiries on each of your credit reports. TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. Each one of those, you want 3 or less. So you can have 3 on Experian, 3 on TransUnion, and 3 on Equifax. So that's a total of 9. And after 6 months, the significance of that inquiry drops. Okay, so you want in a 6-month period of time. If you have this profile, you are going to easily get the funding you need every single time. You can have an 850 score and not have this profile. Say you have an 850 score and you've only got 4 accounts. You're likely to get denied because you don't have the profile. But if you get your profile right, you're going to have that, automatically have that 850 score. Right? Now, with all of this said, guys, this is the profile you want, but with all of this said, your FICO score really means nothing. Okay? And we're going to talk about that in the next video. But nevertheless, even though it's really not that important, it is important until you learn relationship banking. Because they're going to go look at your FICO score. If you go to a bank and you apply for something that you've never had any kind of relationship with, you've never banked with them, you've never done anything with them, the only thing that they have to go on is your FICO score and your profile. So get your profile right and your FICO score will automatically go up with it. Okay? It's very simple, very easy. But once you have your profile right, at that point you want to understand that the FICO score is not that important. It's all about banking relationships. But you need your profile right. Your score doesn't matter. You need your profile right in order to build out these banking relationships, because they want to see this profile. When they see this profile, they're like, okay, this is, as a lender, this is somebody I can lend to and I know that they're going to pay me back. Right? You're not that big of a risk. So again, this is the profile you want, guys, period. And really, you want 10 years or more, and you can get that by getting yourself added as authorized users to big accounts and that have very long histories. So it's very simple. Alright guys, I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. I hope this is helping you out. Let me know in the comments down below if it's helping you. If it's not, what can we do to make them better, to help you better? Just let us know down in the comments. Give us a like or a thumbs down, one of the two. Don't matter to me. Just please do it. It helps the algorithms so we can reach more people. God bless every single one of you. We'll see you in the next video.